Okay, business technology. To start your first Gamestar mechanic actual assignment, you're going to have to open up two tools. To do this, you will put your cursor in the top right corner and go to the search icon, and we're going to look up the snippet tool. Snipping tool, my mistake. So snipping tool, and we're going to open up PowerPoint. Okay, once those two programs are open, we can get over to our Gamestar mechanic and start putting this thing together. So the other day, actually last week I believe, we went in and copied a game called Game Design Element, I believe, something Element, and it was a really simple game, boring game to play as is, and we were tasked with improving it somehow. So looking at the 5 elements of game design, we needed to make a change. And that's what you guys did. So now you're going to show me what those changes are. You may actually have to go back and do those changes again on a different copy. That's okay because you guys are brilliant. And we'll just do it that way. So now we got the slide decks ready to go. I'm going to minimize that. I'm going to go to my Gamestar mechanic. Actually, let's look at the game designs first. So we're looking at space, components, mechanics, goals, and rules. So if I went back to my Gamestar mechanic and in the section, the drafted games, we're going to edit that. And the game is called Change the Element. So as we wait for it to load, so this is basically what it looked like. We had the toggle switch, edit, and play. So if I wanted to play this thing, pretty stinking simple. Not many damage blocks. Enemies were pretty predictable. Didn't lose any health, so not too bad, right? So let's edit this thing. Actually, let's not, because here's what we're going to do. We're going to use that snippet tool that we opened up. And we're going to snip we are going to snip the original so we can see what it looks like. So you press new, put this around your game, you save it, make sure it's to your desktop, and you can put original game, okay, and save it. And you are going to pick one of the elements that you want to change. So again, going back to our thing, let's see, components, space, mechanics, goals, and rules. So I'm going to pick a component to change, like an avatar, a block, or an enemy. So I can go back to my game, and I'm editing it. And I saw a lot of you doing this, and that was awesome. You were adding a bunch of these damage blocks. So that's what we can do. To make this just a little harder, we can add damage blocks. And let's say you made it especially difficult like this, and there's only one path to get through, and only 3 healths. All of a sudden, that game gets a lot harder. So again, we want to do our snippet tool. Snipping tool. And we'll show the next change that we made. Okay, and that was component. So component change 1, and maybe you made more than one change with a different component, so you can show those changes as well. And you're going to keep doing that, and it depends on how many changes you made as to how many representations you're going to show. So let's say you wanted to add some points too. So not only do you have to get through the maze, with only 3 healths through all those damage blocks, you also have to collect all these points. So again, I want to show that change. If I again go into the snipping tool, and show the next change. So I'll call it component change 2. Okay, once you have all of the changes and you have a final game, you're going to go through this process several more times and show us the final product. Then we can start in on our PowerPoint presentation. And so you can do any changes on here that you know how to do as far as layout and design and everything else. But the simplest thing is that we're going to do Cheney game design elements. We'll say components and rules. And then we'll add another slide. And we'll put original game. And we are going to insert a picture from our desktop that we made with the snipping tool. And the original is right there. We'll show the original game. And we will insert a text box to kind of describe what we're looking at. So, original platform game with 6 enemies and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage blocks. We are provided with 3 health, and the goal is to get to the goal block at the end. That basically describes the game. Then we'll go to our next slide and so forth and show the different changes that we have. So component change number 1. Go find our picture, component change 1, put it in there. Okay, we showed our changes. We're going to insert another text box and describe what we did. Okay, and you're going to do that for each change that you made. If you have any questions on how to get started, you can go back to this video. Of course, I will be around to help you as well. And